This is Gardevoir. Normally, Gardevoir is a Psychic and Fairy-type Pokemon. But what do you think it might look like if that were not the case? I've taken it upon myself to create a brand new redesign of the classic Pokemon for each of the 18 Pokemon types. Now, if you've already seen part 1 of this series, congratulations and welcome back. But for those new to this, here is how it works. My goal is to create as unique and original of a Gardevoir remake as possible, avoiding overused colors or characteristics for each new type whenever I can afford it. For example, you shouldn't see very much or any yellow at all on our electric type Gardevoir, or wings on the flying type design, so on. So, without any further introduction, let's get into number 4. Electric type. Like last time, we'll start by going over some definite no-nos. The most obvious red flag is the poor variety of color in electric type Pokemon. I mean, just take a look at the single most publicized Pokemon in existence. It's yellow. Now, I'm not hating on yellow, and in fact, I won't be slow to say that my favorite color is yellow. But for our electric type Gardevoir, yellow should be as popular as NFTs in 2023. Other than that, the only other potential element to avoid would be the lightning bolt or some other similar spiky energy emission. With those characteristics out the window, the options look pretty slim. I was stuck brainstorming for a very long time, until what happened next. Something worse than not having any ideas. Having to choose between 2 equally great ones. I was originally planning to go on this whole spiel with a bunch of backstory until I saw how long that would take and decided not to bore you with the nitty-gritty of it. So here's the TLDR. I decided that challenge requirements must trump everything else, and one design fit that criteria excellently. Matrix Gardevoir. It would be like seeing the inner workings of a computer come to life. It's completely unique. No other electric type comes even close to representing this element of electricity. After that, the ideas started coming in hot and heavy. I decided even then that this electric type controversy would be the perfect time to pull out one of my special tricks. A split evolution line. Our first and original design would represent the flow and structure of digital processing and data storage, CPU form. So our second design would be the flip side of that. An entity of digital ruin and entropy, causing chaos within the structure. Glitch form. It was the perfect pair. We may have lost a friend in the battle, rest in peace. But to be honest, I'm extremely pleased with how things turned out. We even got unique colors, with green for CPU form and purple for glitch form. Now, after all of that, please help me welcome CPU form Gardevoir, the data Pokemon. This version requires only a level up to be achieved. And for the first split evolution in this series, we also have glitch form Gardevoir, the virus Pokemon. This variant, in addition to a level up, needs also to know a ghost-type move in order to achieve its form. You might also have noticed that our benevolent bookkeeper variant was outfitted with its own signature ability, machine learning. Whenever CPU form Gardevoir is hit by a move, it stores that move in its database, decreasing the damage taken from that move by 20% for the rest of the battle. Status and other non-damaging moves are learned as well, but since they are non-damaging, they have instead a 20% chance to be avoided completely. Glitch form Gardevoir does not learn this ability. Whew, that was a lot. Moving on to number 5. Grass type. First, we have our list of things to avoid. The sheer amount of green on grass-type Pokemon is actually mind-blowing. It's so incredibly popular that it makes putting yellow on electric-type Pokemon look like a mistake. I mean, to put it into perspective, the first time I saw Ralts and the rest of the Gardevoir line in Pokemon Ruby, I thought it was a half-grass type because of the green hair and arms. Clearly, it's going to be hard to avoid using green at all, so we'll just try our best to keep it to a strict minimum. With the green comes all the foliage, so including plantage on our green-type Gardevoir is also going to be a no-go. As far as ideas, my mind almost immediately went to pixies, nymphs, dryads, and all the other mythological nature spirits. It was like the perfect concept. They're basically grass, just they don't look like it. I wanted to create a perfect middle ground creature that was unique to grass types, but still had enough defining features to suggest its grassiness. With that goal in mind, my research began. Pixies and fairies have very similar features. Traditionally, both are described as having blue or green skin, and share the likeness of pointed eyes and ears. The addition of wings, though, took a bit of internal debate. Pixies, as you might already know, sport beautiful butterfly wings. But something you may not have known is that fairies, as described by early European folklore, did not have wings like we think of them today. Eventually, I decided it just looked better to have them in. The appearance of dryads isn't very well defined and doesn't really have any unique features. However, classical paintings of dryads often depict them as having red hair, so I figured I'd chuck that in for the sake of variety. Of course, I added my own elements too, like the more pointed feet, the tiered tunic, and even a flower in the hair to distinguish the male from female Gardevoir. Sadly though, we were unable to completely avoid the inclusion of green. But in the end, I think it turned out great. Anyways, please say hello to Gardevoir, the fantasy Pokemon. Finally, we have number 6, Ice-type. I'm really excited to share this one. This Ice-type redesign is actually one of 2 OG designs and one of the very reasons I started this series in the first place. You could absolutely, rightfully say that this is the mother of all Gardevoir.
The lore, guys, the lore!
Let me walk you through the thought process. I was putting in those hours, as one does, and then of course my mind starts subconsciously crossing Gardevoir with Glaceon as if it were the most natural thing. In my head, that new ice type looked pretty fine, not gonna lie, but it was incredibly basic. Surely I could come up with something more creative and unique, I thought to myself.
Flashback.
During my first playthrough of Pokemon X and Y, I chose the Finn fossil to keep and revive, letting Amora join the team. 11 out of 10 Pokemon design, by the way. Little Amora evolved before I knew it, and now I had this 2.7 meter tall ice dinosaur on my team beating up on the hordes of Nosepass on Route 10. And it was not only the Pokemon itself that I thought of during this revelation, it was a singular move it had learned. Aurora Beam. The Ice-type move. Bam! There it was. And already my brain was cooking up an Aurora Borealis Gardevoir.
End of flashback.
Anyway, huge tangent over, getting back to the design at hand. This Gardevoir is going to be the sheer Pokesonification of everything elegance, which meant making everything as long and as flowing as possible. Long hair, long eyelashes, long dress, long legs, everything. This, combined with the contrast of dark blues and purples with the bright yellows and reds, results in a sleek yet powerful and commanding design built for turning heads. The Aurora colors were kinda kicking my beat for a bit there, but we got through it in the end. This is why you use your references, kids. And so we welcome the Grand Matriarch itself, Gardevoir, the Northern Lights Pokemon. And that is going to do it for part 2 of the series. A sincere thank you is in order to all who made it to the end. Leave a like if you enjoyed walking through this process with me, and let me know in the comments which of these was your favorite or what you would have done differently. Currently, we're sitting at
19
subscribers, and I'd like to hit
20
before 2024, so I would love if you'd go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on the next part's release. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you around.